Hi, this is Janie with Paper Compulsions. I wanted to show you today how to make what I call a loose rose. That's this rose. I call that a loose rose because the center is left loose, and my other roses that I make, the center is curled very tightly. But this is one of the easiest roses that I make, so I figured I would start with that one. I will be making tutorials on these roses, but there's a lot of steps involved, and it'll probably have to be 2 or 3 tutorials. And I think I will have these available at my Etsy site. If you buy the cut files or templates to the roses, then I'll give you the link to the videos showing how to do that. But for now, let's start with the loose rose. You need 5 flower shapes that I made this SVG file. You can find it on my blog. Also, Tim Holtz Tattered Florals die would fit this. It would work for this. Or if you had just a 6-petal flower, and even if it was smooth on the ends, you could trim it with scissors or decorative scissors that we all have a ton of, and rough the edges up a little, and you won't have to do quite as much work in shaping the flower. So I emboss these, but I want to show you how easy that is. Don't just hear the word embossing and think, oh no, I don't want to do that. It only takes less than a minute probably. And you don't have to do a whole lot of detail. When you emboss each petal, and then when you get to the center, go around in a circle, and that cups your flower for you. After you emboss it, you're going to press on the bottom with fingers and press on the top with your fingers, and just kind of bend those petals down, and then press with your thumb and finger and smash it down a little. That's the technical term there. So it looks like that. Then we're going to emboss the next one. No hard techniques there, just takes a little bit of time. Press the petals down. I'm folding them down into the middle. Press it down. Go on to the next one. You can hear my kitty begging for food over there. Poor little thing. You would think he was starving. Press the petals down. If I'm doing a lot of these, then I'll do it while I'm watching TV or talking on the phone or something, because it doesn't take a lot of thought, it just takes a little bit of time. And the last one. And now we're going to go back to this very first one and press it down some. And on the bottom side, where the petals first start getting splitting from the center, we're going to press those corners in. That's the easiest way I know how to explain it. It's not hard, it just takes a minute to press those in a little bit. And then we're going to press these down just gently on the second one. Leave the third one alone. On the fourth one, open the petals up, and you're going to take your finger on one side of it and your thumb on the top, and just kind of bend it over like that. No special tools, you just kind of bend it over. If you want to take a round tool and bend it over that works too. You don't have to have that. If you have the end of a paintbrush, that works really well too. All of my other flowers, I take a lot of time and get detailed with them, but this one, I was trying to come up with one that didn't take quite as much work and still look pretty. And you're just going to fold the petals over. Now, you can put something in the center. On some of these, I have put a blob of glue and put seed beads in it. Or you can just take self-adhesive pearls or rhinestones and put them in the center, whatever you like. But the center will be open a little, so you'll see whatever's in there. Not a lot, but you'll see it. And then you're going to fold the petals up one at a time, all the way in. It doesn't matter if you go clockwise or counterclockwise, just be consistent with whatever you do. Fold it in, fold it in, fold it in. And then press again on those points where the petals are coming out. And then one more time, take it between your thumb and finger and squish it down a little. And it will open up more than that, but you want to kind of train the paper to go where you want it to go. I have done a lot of flowers and icing and clay and a lot of things over the years, and so I tried a lot of techniques with these paper flowers, and I found what works for me. And I want to encourage you, if you see videos, watch a lot of videos and see different techniques and find what works for you, because what works for one person may not work for the next. On these flowers, I do like to go ahead and use the quick dry glue. The base of it is so big that you're not going to see it, the glue shining through or coming through when the flower is stacked up. And the fact that this dries fairly quick is good, because when you're stacking the layers, if it doesn't dry quickly, then your layers will shift on you. And I stagger the petals. I know it's folded up, but if you can kind of tell where the petal would go right there. So stagger that, and then you're just going to fold the petals up one at a time. It just takes a minute. For the next shape, you're going to open it back up, and you're probably wondering, why did we bend it down and then fold it back up, unfold it? But that just kind of tells the paper what to do. You're going to stagger the petals again, kind of scrunch it up a little. Then the open one, put a little glue in the center, stagger your petals again. And that one you're going to gently fold it up, but not all the way. And I got a lot of glue that time. Stagger the petals again, and you're going to hold pressure on the top and bottom and just kind of hold it there for a few seconds so that the layers get pressed down against each other. And look and see if I had moved that one out of place. You can still move it while the glue is wet and get it straight. Then you're going to let this dry, and when the glue is dry, you can go back in and decide if you want these petals a little tighter, you can tighten them up. If you want these a little looser, you can pick them down and kind of play with it till you like it. You can always, you can always just squash them all up and still have a nice flower. I kind of like it when just the two layers, bottom layers, are out a little bit. And just play with it till you like it. I think they make really pretty flowers. I'll also be doing a video on kind of a happy medium between these really detailed roses and this loose rose. And it will look like this. And I will have a link on my blog, papercompulsions.blogspot.com, to my Etsy store, and I'll have links to videos telling you how to do these that are a little more complicated than this, but aren't quite as detailed and have as many steps as this. And I will also be working on the videos for this, but it's hard to explain, and even when I'm showing it, it takes a while. I will tell you up front, these flowers do take a lot of steps, so if you're not really interested in that, then I want to let you know from the beginning that if you purchase the link to the video, it will be a lot of steps involved. So just want to let you know what you're getting. I've shown you flowers out of colored cardstock that I cut just out of the plain colored cardstock. That's about a 80-pound weight. You can also cut them out of regular white cardstock. That's 110-pound weight. And then I color these with Tim Holtz Distress Inks. I've colored these. This one I tried with the stains. I'm not sure I like the stains as much because it kind of makes it stiffer and harder for me to manipulate. But it may work for someone. That was Distress Inks. This is Distress Inks, and a lot of times I'll go back in after I've done my flower with my foam distress tool and just hit the very ends or tops of the petals with a darker color, so that gives it a little bit of contrast. I've done that with these also. But if you have any questions, feel free to email me or leave a comment. My email is papercompulsions@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to answer any questions if I know the answer. I'll also be doing a tips and technique video showing you some different techniques with other tools that might work for you that didn't actually, help me, but like I said, different approaches may help different people. So just play around with it and have fun. Thanks. Bye.